So personally, I've never seen so much chaos on any kind of policies that I've seen on TCS right now, because nobody understands what's going on. If you take a look at another article right now, I'm going to speak about everything in this video because we have spoken to a CA and we have spoken to a few remittance services and we have gotten a much better idea, so you could be a little bit more sure how things are going to proceed in the future. So I was taking a look at this article, which was like extremely funny. I mean, like, this guy just really spoke a lot of facts here. His name is some TP Ostwal, and he said like 20% TCS on international credit card spends. RBI solution is like cutting off the head to cure headache, says tax expert. And then afterwards, because there was also a debate about like if this is going to be also levied on debit card and credit card spend, which I think there has been a new update and which said that like you still have 7 lakh of limit for the credit card and debit card, and then afterwards it will be 20%. This means if you want to, I don't know, buy some things online, buy something from another country, things like that, enroll in online courses, like you still have 7 lakh Indian rupees of foreign transactions without having any kind of TCS to pay. So that's the thing. Then afterwards, this guy says here, this is nonsense to say they are taxing the rich. This is taxing the common man. Everybody has a credit card and a lot of people travel abroad. At times, even foreign country, one buys railway tickets through credit card. You make hotel payments in credit card. Now international credit cards are available to everybody. Almost all the banks issue this and this. So this makes so much sense. I actually believe the same. So like I went ahead and like I read more of his responses, and the responses were actually really like juicy, and I think this is something that everybody should take out time to like just read, because I do believe that this is going to be a very weird situation when they're like putting so many different kind of like tax slabs, and then you have to like have a lot more compliance work to see which tax was levied for what, and there's a lot more room to play around. So also another thing, like, is 100% additional burden on banking circle. It is this and this on credit card companies and on the individual, because he has to file his return by comparing all the transactions which are reported in the AS26, and his chartered accountant will spend a lot more time on his filing of his tax returns. So he will definitely ask for a higher fee for filing his tax return. And there's always a threat from the income tax department that the job has not been done properly and penalty may be levied and prosecution initiated. Do we have a number of Arthur Road type jails in India where one can put a lot of people in jail for making small mistakes? And these days in day-to-day practice, such notices are being issued rampantly without application of mind. My God. So I'm going to put the link for this. Like, this is just a very juicy article. You should read this definitely. So what's the story so far? The story so far is that indeed 20% TCS is going to be on blocked account and on Forex cards, but there are a few exceptions to the blocked account, and this is going to be a good news. So for Forex card, you're going to have the 20% limit as far as we read so far, and this is going to be applicable from the very first cent itself. If that's the case, that's why I say, like, instead of using then Forex cards, maybe a better idea would be to like use your own debit or credit card, because it still has a limit that you're able to use, and maybe there are some like special tariffs or something when you're using it abroad. You can talk about all of that with your bank. If I would be in your case, I would definitely do that. And I mean, Forex cards were a much better option because you have a specific limit and you were like, okay, I'm just going to use it till this much. And if somebody steals it, whatever 100 things happen, then you don't have that kind of headache. But now, of course, you have to like carry the cards around, your own cards, and which is not so nice. So debit card and credit card is the solution for here. Like, if you want to avoid the 20% TCS, because till the 7 lakh, again, like as far as I've heard, you can read more about it, but as far as I've seen so far, you still have the 7 lakh threshold with the debit and credit card spending. Blocked account is 20%, but it's 20% for two people. It's 20% for job seekers, and it is 20% for people who are coming on a dependent, like you have to show for a dependent member, right? So for example, you're a student yourself and you have to show blocked account, or you're making not so much money and you have to show a blocked account for a dependent member. So for those two people, like, there's still going to be 20% without any kind of threshold. But for the students, because this is going to be now, this has been clarified that this is going to be as a educational expense because it is part of the visa process, and many of the this account is made to support the education expenses, educational journey of the student abroad. So that's why this is going to be just 5%, which is a big relief. And with the 5%, there are no changes then, right? That means you still have the 7 lakh threshold, and you can still make the payment from 2 accounts because it is an educational expense. Very important thing. But the problem is going to be like if you start like, I don't know, you need some money, whatever, and you start traveling around within Europe and you're like, hey, parents, can you send me some money? And if then they see your account and you're like traveling somewhere and you're booking the flight with the money that your parents are sending you, that is going to be a bit of an issue because at those kind of scenarios, it would be done 20%. So this is still shit. Like overall, this development which has happened, it is not nice at all. I do not understand like how the government like went ahead and thought like this is going to be a good idea. And these things kind of like made it more clear. So remittance for the purpose of any education, no change. So there's 7 lakh if you're using education loan. So 7 lakh anyways for both of them. But for 0.5%, you have to pay TCS if it's an education loan. And if you're not taking a loan from a financial institution, then it's 5% if you're paying from your own account. Remittance for the purpose of medical treatment, again 7 lakh threshold with 5%, and also afterwards it's 7 lakh 5%. Then sales of overseas tour packages. Dude, like this is such a ridiculous way of writing this because, it is also possible that sometimes you just have to like send a family member some money or something which is not for education or medical expenses. There's a unknown expense which occurs. There's a bigger bill that has to be paid, whatever. The person does not have money. Now you want to, as parents, or you want to as elder brothers, whatever, like, transfer money to your younger siblings, or you want to transfer money to your sons and daughters, like then it is going to like trigger this 20% tax without any kind of threshold. Any other remittance and stuff, they're writing that previously it was again 7 lakh 5%, and now it's going to be like 0 and you have to pay 20%. And here's the funny thing, this is not 20% for everybody. It even goes to 30% for the people who have income of over 15 lakhs. So instances have come to notice, blah, blah. Here's the funny thing. Take a look at the last bullet point. The last bullet point is, those individuals remitting from their own funds are normally expected to be higher income taxpayers. And for those remitting through institutional loans for education, a concessional rate of 0.5% is provided. This is so ridiculous. This is such bullshit. Like people who are not earning a lot, for them, like even going abroad is such a massive thing. For them, getting a loan itself is such a big thing that this I find like just complete nonsense. And also a step in the wrong direction. Like if you're somebody who's saving up money so that you don't have to take a loan, so that you can kind of like, finance your son's, daughter's education abroad. So is it a bad behavior now? Like, should you not save money so that, I don't know, so you don't have any kind of extra headache of like dealing with the banks and stuff, and the son actually has to go abroad, daughter has to go abroad? These are just absolute stupid things which I have no sympathy for or no understanding for. So moral of the story so far: 20% forex cards, 5% students, 20% blocked account for job seekers and dependent members. Some people are asking if I can make blocked account for summer semester. You can, but I would not recommend it. Like there could still be like some massive fluctuations, whatever, and you still get the TCS back afterwards, right? So it's not a nice thing, but you can do it. Blocked account, like I said, many blocked accounts are out there. We are working together with Expatrio. I have good experience with them so far, and for them you can find the link given below in the description. It's an affiliate link. And for money transfer, Instarm is no longer working. That's why you can use TransferWise. For TransferWise also, you can find the link given in description. It's also giving you one of the best exchange rates. So that's the entire story. I hope you have a lot of fun. Share this video with others who do not know about it, because there are many people who are planning to, like, I don't know, transferring money abroad and stuff, and they don't know about these things. So yeah, that's it.